Earlier today, Chatterbox had posted this thing online that was like, hey, we understand we're going to sanitize everything and we're going to make sure our staff's washing their hands. And then they just posted this thing like they were going to stay open though. Like Chatterbox Comedy Night canceled until further notice. It's like, no shit. You're going to try to keep your bar open during this? All right. You know what I'm talking about. You're going to keep your bar open during this? Hell yeah.
Oh, boy.
Welcome to the Corona Diaries from the Woods Productions.
Live from Disgraceland.
We are live. We are locked in, self-quarantined with Carter, Rivers,
Yep.
and Sam.
Sam Harder.
You know us. It'd be weird if this was the first one you listened to. Maybe you're just typing in Corona Podcast.
Yeah.
You find us.
Now's the time to indulge in every podcast you've been meaning to listen to.
Absolutely. Time to watch stuff. You know what? I was talking with my parents the other day on the phone. Have you guys talked to your parents since this has jumped off?
Absolutely.
Are they worried about you?
Yeah. I mean, well, they're not as worried about it as peers around here are. Like my parents like,
because they live in a normal city.
right.
Well, there's not cases of it there.
There's not case of it there, and it still seems like a bunch of hot air right now. I mean, they acknowledge that it's serious.
Yeah.
They don't say stuff like that, but they're just like, are you doing okay? Like, do you feel fine? I'm like, yeah, I feel fine. I just want to make sure you're doing okay.
Yeah.
But
Because they're at the age where they could actually die.
Totally, yeah.
Because my parents are too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the frightening thing is it's also like LA is just a bunch of people around our age group just freaking out with no one to check it. So it's like, so everyone's just like, I don't know. I mean, we probably all have it, and we probably all of our parents have it. And it's like, there's no one here to be like, shut the fuck up. No, you don't.
As soon as I said I went to the laundromat earlier today, both you guys go, wow.
Yeah.
Like even you, as somebody who's like, everybody's freaking out. We're like, holy shit, you went out into public today?
Well, no, I mean, just like that it's packed is like, that's when you really do feel it. Like when you go to these places and they're just lying out the door, you're like, man, I don't like this, man. Like, I don't like.
It wasn't like there's places to sit. You know, there's machines open, but it was full. Every one of those, you know how they have those little carts. Basically, they're just used to transport your clothes between washer and dryer.
Yeah.
People were like hoarding those. People were like, they would have it and then they'd put like an empty, like recyclable bag in it and be like, no, this is mine. I can't let anybody use this. I asked one woman if I could use her cart, and she said no. And then I just was like, what the fuck? And then I just put in my shit right next to her while like giving her an evil stare the whole time. And then she just stood there for 40 minutes with a cart just next to her with her hand on it, not using it at all.
Oh, dude.
And I wanted so bad to be like, oh, you're getting some good use out of that, huh, you stupid fucking bitch? I wanted to say it so bad just because I've been cramped at home for the past like 24 hours. Like I don't have a job anymore. She was being a stupid bitch. But then I was like, I have to not do that because then I can't pretend like I'm morally better than her if I do that. And she's going to go home to her fucking loveless marriage or fucking kids that hate her. If you're the type of person who just does something like that, like you're not using it. What the fuck are you? What are you going to tell me no for?
The weird social interactions are going to skyrocket.
So
wait, she was hoarding this because she thought you might get germs on it?
I think she either thought I was going to get germs on it or I might not give it back because like everybody, she wasn't the only one doing this. Like everybody was like holding their cart to them like.
It's one load per visit, big dog.
Also, these are things that everybody in the laundromat
needs,
and they're like public things. So you can't just be like, "Oh, no, this is mine."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love when people are acting like it's like I'm just trying to get it all done now. It's like you're not gonna have enough food for a fucking month, and you're gonna have to come back.
Grocery store people. Oh my god, that's a whole nother thing.
Oh, dude, Like yesterday, like we were at this grocery store, and this also, the weird social interactions are getting crazy. That like I was with my girlfriend, and like this woman just comes up to her, and she's like, prompted by nothing. She's like, my husband didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. Didn't take it serious. I mean, he's up there, and then we're like, okay, who the fuck are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you turn around and her husband's in this like motorized scooter and shit. It's like, and you drug his decrepit ass to this. He didn't believe me. It's like, yeah, you saying he didn't believe me? Like, all you've proved is that, like, yep, I'm susceptible to fear.
Yeah,
like that's all you've proven.
This is the interesting conundrum that I've been thinking about, is that there is now a big thing online, especially like in states where I guess it hasn't really hit that hard yet, of people being like, this is a conspiracy to make Donald Trump look bad.
I've also heard that. I saw that on Facebook.
So here's what's weird.
Or
is,
kill him even.
well, he probably has it. That's the best part of that, is that Donald Trump refuses to take the test.
We'll edit that part out so I don't get the CIA down my back.
Did you guys see the speech he gave the other day?
Oh, it was
that when he addressed the nation?
Yeah.
Amazing.
When he said he has all the best medical technology behind and inside of him or something like that.
He is bionic, yeah.
And then he said something about Google's going to build a website to track the stuff. And not like those old days where websites took a long time. This was going to be a
This is going to
fast
be new.
one.
It's going to be a new. We're going to find it everywhere, and we're going to be fine.
I never watched
him.
I never watched him give a speech live. I'd only ever seen clips of it. I was just like, oh my god.
Well, and it was one of his special speeches where he wasn't just riffing, where he actually had to read off the teleprompter, which is always the weirdest ones, where you're like, because most of the time
he was still riffing in between the reading.
Yeah,
you could tell.
he's doing a bit of riffing because he can't read, but it's still he's at his most.
You don't need to read to sell.
He's at the height of his powers when he's just riffing in front of a crowd that likes him, kind of a thing. But when he's actually got to give a speech about some real shit, that's when you get the great little idiosyncrasies of his shit. But what I was gonna say is, like, there's obviously lots of like false information out there, and ironically, I would assume the same sort of like doomsday prepper people who would normally have been like, I fucking told you. I've been hoarding Windex in my bomb shelter for 15 fucking years because I knew this day was coming.
What'd I goddamn tell you?
Those people are probably the same people who've been like, nah, it ain't real.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like a weird thing we're at here, where like the people who are really preparing for this type of shit are also the most susceptible people to be like, no, they're just trying to make our president look bad.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, is that they're just like they're just contrarian by nature, and they just want to.
Right.
They don't want to like even be validated in their stupid obsession. They just want to be like, no, man, that's just being lied to again. See, I see through the bullshit, dude.
Right.
I see through it.
Yeah, because they live in a part of the country where nothing ever affects them.
Right. They just hear about it and it's like, man, that's all some LA bull crap.
Now, who is killing it right now? Absolutely killing it. Extreme couponers.
Oh boy, yeah.
Well, that's the thing I'm upset about, is a lot of these people overbuying at stores are clearly going to resell it or looking to resell their like toilet paper and shit and they're
fucking vultures,
scum of the fucking earth.
Sure.
People who resell shit in general are bad people. Like people like go stand in line in front of the Supreme store at 7 a.m. and buy a $300 pair of shoes and sell it for $1,000 and like act like they hustled the system. It's like, nah, you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah, you're taking advantage of fucking.
You're a middleman for some sneakers, dog. You're not selling drugs. Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
Fucking
Just let the person who want the sneakers buy it from the company. You think you're fucking
there was
Jay-Z?
There was some dude. My parents were telling me there was some guy in Chattanooga that bought something like $17,000 worth of hand sanitizer, and the state is being like, you have to give some of it.
$17,000,
like some crazy shit like that, and it's like, oh, here, I'll look it up, because I mean, like, just like an insane amount of fucking. Oh, great!
I heard a guy at work was trying to talk about buying a bunch, but he could only find like the wholesaler, and he had to buy like a drum of it.
Yeah,
and he was still considering buying it. Like, God, what a fucking idiot!
Yeah, it's like watching people panic buy really does, like, you know.
Is this?
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah. So an Amazon merchant, Matt Colvin. 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer.
Oh, bottles. Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So,
yeah, I mean, it's like fucking.
Oh, this is your neck of the woods, Carter. Driving around Chattanooga, Tennessee, they hit a Dollar Tree and then a Walmart and a Staples and a Home Depot, and at each store they cleared out the shelves.
Yeah. My mom was telling me about it on the phone. I was like, it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, it's like, this guy should be forced to I mean, like,
Yeah.
I love how many people who are so anti-socialism are going to have to experience it now. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
like, yeah, we're gonna have to fucking share the shit. Like, we're gonna have to like redistribute all this shit that we all need.
Well, the idea that you would see a fucking crisis like this happening and just see dollar signs in your eyes
On an election year, yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah, you fucking vulture. Like, you know,
Well, and I think it's a thing that's now hit everybody, and it's the kind of perfect demonstration, and it's obviously what we should have been expecting this whole time to be the ultimate backlash of the American mindset of
oh, this is absolutely like
Individualism.
commercialism's hangover.
Carter's putting on a hand sanitizer right now.
I sure am. Yeah, fuck yeah.
2 bottles on the table. But yeah, our whole thing forever, dating back to the 50s has been, well, this is a country where, everybody's an individualist. We are pioneers. You've got liberty. You've got, you can be out
Get
on your
anything
own.
you want if you work for
One
it.
man
Right,
against
yeah.
the fucking elements. And now it's like, no. This has demonstrated we are, in fact, a collective. Every single person on this planet is connected because we all have the same shit underneath our skin. So it's like... yeah, so there's never been a better moment to demonstrate that. We might want to think about collective action in some vague, nebulous way. or
Yeah,
another,
and this about this against this thing that transcends class and like
Everything,
everything. So yeah, it's a human issue. It's not like a class issue or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, before we started rolling on the Grant Lyon episode that we recorded, Grant and I were kind of talking about this aspect of it, where it's like typically. Like on 9/11, for instance, the only thing even like sort of comparable to this, maybe like 9/11, but on 9/11, that was one day, and sports happened that weekend.
And everybody, as soon as it happened, was like, "Oh my god, this is so serious."
Well, everybody was so
Yeah.
serious, but they did this thing where, and George W. Bush did this thing where he was just like, Go spend money.
Yeah, I
go
remember
out to
that.
stores, go shopping." And it's like,
That's what we need right now.
and that's like, fuck you, first of all, because, for many reasons, but
go distract yourselves.
But you can't do that now.
No, yeah, we have to sit in it.
Yeah.
And it just shows like how much we're products of just like having like fearful shit shoved down our throats now that people are just fucking spinning in their cages right now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I'm a tiger locked in a cage in
Yeah.
my apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I was doing is pacing around, talk to my parents on the phone
Yeah.
for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, I love my parents, but talking to them for an hour. Oh my god.
I can hear my parents getting like running out. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, we're fine. You're fine.
Yeah,
Like,
everything's good.
My dad was like running errands, and he was like, he told me, yeah, my mom asked if she should go to the bank with him, and he was like, we're going to be together for 14 days. I should go by myself. But that's just what you get when you've been married for like fucking 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
You know, you can say shit like that.
Right.
But then it got, I don't know. My dad started telling me about how he made Jello shots.
oh, dude. Getting drunk at home right now is going to be such a thing. I've
Well,
been
he's-
participating
He
last 2
likes-
nights.
For some
Yeah.
reason, he likes making Jello shots now. He had never done it until like fucking
Until
2 years ago.
Until he became a girl and turned 14.
Well, I think he thought it was like
Just to be safe, we're doing body shots at home.
Eventually, he's gonna get into Coke and rum, and then Bartles and James.
He keeps saying that it's like a quirky thing to do, and I think he's kind of right to be like in
It's
your 60s and
Definitely quirky.
drinking Jello shots to 60-year-old parties.
Sure, yeah.
And he goes, look, I made sure to get an unflavored Jello, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because he's like, he goes, I'm taking it to a party where people drink scotch, so I just made them all scotch flavored. And I was like, well, what's the point of that? I was like, what's the fucking
awesome.
point of that, Dad? And he was like, because you're supposed to cover up the flavor. He's like, nah, I wanted him to taste it.
Scotch flavor. It's like you're
Right,
eating
like
Anna
smoke.
Nicole Smith's breast implants or some shit.
And then and my dad was like, I took him there, and people were like, what the fuck? And then a couple people started trying them. They popped in their mouth. They started wincing. And I was like, well, of course they
Yeah,
did.
they're
have a
probably expecting like yummy yum.
gelatin. I think he told them
Unflavored.
they were unflavored, and they're clearly just, there's no color, so they're just brown.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Scotch,
Scotch
you know?
just tastes like smoke.
Oak, yeah.
it's
Oak.
like-
I think now too, and Rivers is a good thing, and we're both here to discuss this. To be on the right side of this, now is the best time to prank the shit out of your roommate. Well, everyone is real tense. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You got to start, putting the hands in warm cups of water. And
But yeah, my dad,
That's so fucking funny.
and he was like, the true alcoholics, they went back for like 4 of them.
I like the taste.
But like, what you would of course wince if you got a glob of scotch in your mouth.
Yeah.
Most people would wince upon a regular drink of scotch.
I hate scotch in general. It's not a good taste.
But he claims all of them got drinking. Every single one. He did not leave with a single Jello shot. And he said he did the same thing with whiskey at another party.
Carter, you were a man of the bar.
Yeah.
You were a barman.
Yeah.
Is the Jello shot the biggest red flag of a bar ever?
Yeah, it's like, hey, this is the date rape bar.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is like the steer clear of the parking lot because people are zooming out of it drunk as shit. They're letting people drive at this bar.
The Jello shot to me, there's one bar that comes to mind, and that is up at Lake Martin in Alabama. There is a double wide trailer called Colonel Tom's, and Colonel Tom's has Jello shots, and the most at least amongst my friend group, the most famous Colonel Tom story is my friend Scarlett was there late one night drinking, and there was a woman who was being thrown out of the bar, and she was going, "You can't do this to me! I'm George Jones's daughter!" And then she got dragged out of the bar. So that whenever I hear there's like a bar with Jello shots, I'm like,
Who is George Jones?
the country singer.
Oh,
Yeah.
He stopped loving her today.
I don't know who that is. Okay.
Hey, stop loving her.
I mean, if
today.
you're a country singer and your daughter's not getting thrown out of a bar, you aren't a good country singer. I would say.
George Jones, one of the most legendary alcoholics of all time. George
he's
Jones,
got a great video of him getting pulled over where he's all shit faced.
George Jones, my favorite George Jones story, most people's favorite George Jones story is they took his car away. And so he drove his lawnmower down to Tootsie's on Broadway in Nashville. So yeah, there's that's the famous George Jones story there.
Jesus. Yeah, so my dad made Jello shots, told me all about it. My mom, oh my God, much worse conversation with my mom.
Yeah.
You know how we were saying to catch up on shows and stuff?
Right.
Yeah.
My dad loves Western shows, and so apparently there's a show
I like
called...
the cut of your dad's jib. Scotch Jello shots and Westerns. And shit.
We gotta have your pops on the podcast.
Oh,
next
he
time
would
you're
love
out
it.
here.
Your dad can call me a pussy anytime.
He wouldn't do that, though. He's
cool. Yeah,
he'd
we
smoke some weed.
Yeah, we had
Fucking
lunch.
chill.
We had lunch. I had lunch with
respect
your
this
dad.
man.
Oh, yeah, Rivers gave my parents a tour of the town.
That's right.
Sight
yeah.
unseen, I respect this man. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom and dad were talking about The Rifleman. You know, it's some show. I don't know. Apparently good.
Old school, Western TV show.
As soon as it gets brought up, my mom just goes, and these guys on this show, they're wearing such tight pants. They're just like, they're so high-waisted and they're so tight. It's like, God damn it, Mom. It sucks so goddamn bad when your mom's horny and she's fucking just talking to you about it.
I mean, it's getting a glimpse of from whence you came.
I know, dude.
Everyone is going to learn so much that they didn't want to know about the people they're around.
Yeah.
during this.
Oh God! Yeah,
just
the smells and
Just,
the
everything.
If you want to know
noises.
more about my parents, this just explains them perfectly. I was born on a wicker couch on purpose.
on purpose.
On purpose.
Why am I just now finding all this out? What?
Because it's like you said, we're finding all sorts of stuff
Well, I mean,
out.
yeah,
We're
here we
finding
are.
stuff out. Yeah.
Wait, okay, so
My mom wanted to do a home birth. For my brother,
Okay.
older brother,
Yeah.
she did a C-section. She wanted to do a natural birth, so
Okay.
she
Yeah.
got a midwife and did it at home.
usually people do that in the bathtub.
No, fuck no, dude. I've seen they didn't throw away the couch instantly. They held on to it for years. I remember being a kid seeing the birth stained couch.
Dude, you are literally from the woods. You're the good.
Yeah.
You are the goods from the woods. Yeah.
Literally on the wood.
Dude,
oh my
that's
god,
crazy. That's and they threw the couch away you were born on.
Yeah, of course. It was fucking nasty.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I
You don't give birth on a thing
And keep it.
except for my parents, I guess, who did for years before throwing it away.
oh my god,
I have
what-
conscious memories of seeing the couch.
look what you did to our couch. They're mad about it.
And my mom did the at-home birth. Guess what? First thing she had to do after that was go to the fucking hospital.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Every damn time.
That's where they get you.
Yeah.
That's where they get you.
Yeah. I had a friend who watched Ricky Lake's documentary about home birth, where she's like so hippied out, where she's like, hospitals are a place of death, and if you have a child in a hospital,
if your child sees the lights,
it'll get like
the
bad
fluorescent lights go into its eyes, and
the hospital has what we call bad juju, and if you get the bad juju on the child, so my idiot hippie friends had their
those people are spreading coronavirus now.
Oh, absolutely.
yes, they are. Yes,
absolutely.
the fuck they are. But they were like, oh yeah. And so I had my friend who's a labor and delivery nurse talk to him and tried to talk him out of it. And he goes, he's like, oh well, we timed it out. We're only 15 minutes from the hospital if anything goes wrong. And she had to be like, motherfucker, can you hold your breath for 15 minutes? Because babies come out not breathing all the time. Like that's a very common thing. They're just babies come out blue. What are you gonna do? What the fuck are you gonna do if that happens? Like, and he still had the damn, and they were still gonna have the baby in the damn bathtub, but then his wife was in labor for like 30 hours.
Yeah.
And so they ended up,
water got cold
again. Yeah, the water got cold. Exactly. So they again ended up going to the damn hospital anyway.
I mean, I get it. Hospitals are scary and people die, but people treat them like they're abattoirs. Like people are there's just like a fucking people's get their heads cut off.
There's people who are dumb as fuck and don't trust their own doctor. I knew a guy who fucking worked. He was a fishmonger, and he would like ask the fucking doctor what like position they graduated in class. Like he wanted them to be like, oh, I was top of my class. And if they didn't fucking say shit like that, he'd be like, this motherfucker doesn't know what he's talking about.
This motherfucker ain't cum laude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to handling raw fish. Let it get in
with
all my cuts.
cancer.
Yeah, with my cancer.
Jesus.
Oh,
so okay, we've hit the point.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to also say my aunt sent me an email that was a recipe for survival bread.
Survival bread.
It was just, there's this YouTube of this crazy fucking guy who just
Could
goes
use that recipe
camping.
right now.
Yeah, Carter doesn't have any groceries. Have we talked about that yet?
That's what we could talk about that on the next.
Yeah.
I got groceries. There's some things I like.
Just some more. I want to get some bagels.
Yeah, so we've hit the point of this podcast where it's going to end. Like I said, these are going to be around 15, 20-minute episodes. Yeah,
this feels like venting, and I like it.
And I didn't get into any one of my topics. I got a whole list of topics, and so
we got nothing but time, dude.
Yeah, and I'm gonna come up with more stuff. Oh wait, I forgot to say I did get my dick tested for coronavirus. It came back negative, so feel free to put it near your face or mouth. Thank you.
You got it.
Thank
Booyah.
you. See, all this time I'm just writing Corona jokes.
I was gonna say, I feel like the episodes we just recorded, I was like, oh, Sam's got some like you.
I'm saving them for this.
Yeah, you hit a couple of good ones. So.
Also, we're all broke right now.
Yeah,
none of us have jobs.
Yeah,
I'm desperate for money.
Everyone Venmo us.
Yeah,
everyone.
if you give me $5, Carter will suck your dick.
Yep.
Or unless you're more of a Rivers guy.
Yeah.
Normally I'd be like, oh no, it's not. No, I'll suck your dick.
I'm the guy who handles. These guys aren't good with money. Carter doesn't even have groceries yet. I got to be the guy to handle the money. You guys, we're at a team, but I get
Man, y'all don't know how I be living, dude. I got a lot of money, dude.
Well, I'm gonna need to hold that then.
I'm just kidding. I'm broke too.
All right, guys. Well,
that's the damn Corona Diaries Volume 1.
Volume 1. We'll be back to speak to you.